Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at a Husqvarna 135 chainsaw. The customer has asked us to install a chain tensioner kit in this saw. He purchased the kit, and when he saw what was in it, he felt intimidated, didn't want to try and do it himself. So there's a few pieces in this kit, including the tensioner screw itself, which on his saw is bent. And that's really the only piece of this kit that is damaged. But it's sold as a kit, so we're going to put all the parts in there. So we've removed the chain brake, and there's a single screw holding this chain guide plate in place. We'll remove that screw, and then the plate will come right off of there. That allows access to the tensioner screw itself. So you can see when you turn the screw, the pawl moves up and down the length of the threaded screw. The screw runs through a push nut that kind of holds it in place, keeps it from falling out. If we run this screw all the way down, run that pawl all the way down till it's going to bottom at the back side of the opening in the clutch cover. Yeah. We get it all the way to the bottom. We're going to clean a little bit of schmutz off of here first. There's the push nut right there. So we're going to keep turning it, and it's going to bottom out. And when it does, that's going to pull the screw through the push nut. You can kind of see the screws working its way out of the clutch cover. And eventually the threads of the screw will be in that push nut, and we can just run the thing completely out. As I'm turning it out, you can see that the screw is bent. There's our pawl, and you'll notice that there's an offset to it. You want to reinstall that the right way, so we'll show that in a little bit. He's got a lot of threads on it, so it'll take a minute to get it out of here. But here we go. The end of the screw is a little bit damaged from bottoming it. I'm using my screwdriver to hold that push nut from spinning. And then we'll just pop the push nut out of the slot that it's in. I think I hid the screwdriver too deep through the push nut. It was going through the housing of the clutch cover, and that's why I couldn't pop it out of there at first. But there we go. And the push nut's got an orientation to it as well. It's got a bit of a cup shape, and you want the cup facing toward the rear, toward the brake band. On this end we've got a bushing that holds the end of the screw. We'll replace that bushing just because there's a new one in the kit. There's our new screw, and there's our new pawl. So you'll notice that the offset on the pawl we're going to put up. The knob itself, or the part that pushes on the bar, that part's going to be up, and the void is going to be facing down. So now I'm trying to start the screw through the new push nut, and the threads are kind of binding on it and just spinning the push nut. I'm using the screwdriver to try and lock the push nut in place. It's not really working. I'm going to have to kind of clamp that push nut to the clutch cover to hold it. And now you can see I'm able to thread the screw through. Because before, when I was turning the screw, it was just spinning the push nut and we weren't making any progress. So now I'll hold the pawl and run the screw through that as well. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. We're going to put a slotted tip in the power screwdriver so we can run this new tensioner screw in. And at some point, the tensioner screw is going to have to go in that groove is going to have to go through the push nut. So with the pawl jammed up against the face of the clutch cover, it's going to lock the screw and allow it to pull through the push nut. I had to back up there a little bit and get the end of the screw lined up with the plastic guide. And now I'm just putting the pawl somewhere where I think maybe it'll be close to lining up with the bar when I put the cover back on. There's our old guide plate. I don't know why I grabbed that. We got a kit with a new one in there, so we'll actually toss that one to the side and put the new one on there for him. The old one's not damaged, but give him the new one. Single screw holds that in place, so our tensioner has been successfully installed. We're going to put it on here and make sure it works right. Get a nice shot of the top of this guy's head. Yeah, look at that. This do-rag could use a cleaning. Alright, we have to take up some slack in the tensioner. Got the clutch cover flush against the bar, and the bar is flush against the crankcase. And, you know, using the impact here to take up the slack on these nuts, only because the wrench was sitting on the bench. That's why I grabbed it. This is kind of a pain in the butt. So this saw has a front mount tensioner, and it's just some of the higher grade saws, they put them on the side. This one's a low budget saw for sure. So we're going to get this tightened down and we'll run it, make sure everything's fine. And if it is, then that's all I'm going to have for you on the Husqvarna 135 chainsaw that needed a new chain tensioner kit. Thanks for watching. Later.